Hello, this is Barely Alive.
Hello.
Matt's here too. And we're going to teach you about how to make this sound from our Hollow Point remix, which is out on Firepower Records. So the sound that we're going to go over in this video is this one. It's made in Massive, and well, basically just go through the patch, explain everything. So here's the patch, just without any effects on it or anything. So it's all done within Massive. As you can see, there's no effects on it that are doing that much. It's just so a few wavetables, a few filters, and it's being modulated by this performer patch here. So I'm just gonna go through everything. I'm gonna turn everything off and then kind of like explain everything that I'm doing here. Might sound a little weird, but just bear with me. Okay, so the base of the sound is AI, which is a wavetable that I really like.
One of the best wavetables.
It's one of the better wavetables.
That and Chrome, probably.
And Chrome. Well, there's both of them in here, so you
and
know.
Modern Talking.
Best of everything. There's no Modern Talking.
That is the best wavetable.
Yes, it is. Yo 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 yo. Okay, so you start with this, and it sounds pretty silly right now. And there's really not that much movement. It's kind of just a basic sound. And then I added some Chrome, and that's just a bit of extra. And both of those are being the intensity is set to bend minus, which I really like. And there's an acid formant sound also on Oscillator 3. Gives it more high end. And the modulation OSC is really nice because it just gives them some extra kind of growly sounds to the oscillator. So I'm using on Oscillator 1, so if you want to hear it. Originally it sounds like this. With the mod OSC it sounds like this. So that's what gives it kind of like the more clicky, growly sound.
Yeah.
So then we like to layer in some bright noise with that. And then we basically just go to the filter section and start playing with filters.
Yeah, and layering noise with growls is really important because it fills in the cracks between the transients and the waveform. It's really, really nice for filling it in.
Yeah, it adds a lot of randomness to it.
Yeah.
It's kind of like, it acts like distortion almost.
Yeah, it makes it like a full waveform.
Yeah. So with the filtering, it's kind of just like trial and error, just kind of playing around with like band reject and band pass and figuring out something cool. And I think it's really useful to learn what the serial parallel knob over here does and the mix knob, because you can do some cool modulations. As you can see over here in the mix, the mix is actually being modulated also, so it's like modulating between the two filters, and gets a kind of more advanced sound. So when you add the filters, it sounds like this. I'll turn it up. So that's where the main vowel growly sound comes from. So then we start to add like distortion to the sound. So we got sine shaper, parabolic shaper.
Yeah.
Pretty standard.
That's pretty much where the sound is made. Distortion's super cool.
Yeah.
Distortion's good.
Distortion's awesome.
We like distortion.
Yeah. Distortion is crunchy and yummy. So then, yeah, we even add more distortion over here, because you know you can't have enough. So classic tube, and then it sounds really, really thick and full.
Done.
And then we even add. I like to add a little bit of feedback, because I don't really know what it does, but it sounds good, so I just do it.
If you turn all the knobs a little bit, it makes your patches look way more impressive.
Exactly. Don't leave any knob unturned. That's an amateur mistake right there.
And say they're all important, no matter what.
Yeah. Like, you gotta make sure all these are off. Okay, then we go to the dimension expander, which is very important. I think I mentioned in our last tutorial that we use that a lot in all our sounds. So, usually every Massive patch will have that. Just like turn the size all the way down, dry wet to a little less than half, and it makes it kind of more bright and more stereo wide. What's so funny?
Look. Wait, I'll show you in a second.
Okay. All right. So
Not during the tutorial.
Matt's on the internet, of course. Okay, so the last thing we do is add some EQ modulation. All right. Okay, it's kind of funny. Okay, so the last thing we have here is some EQ modulation, and basically it's just I'm modulating the frequency on this cut. It's not a boost, it's a cut because it's turned to the left. And that gives it some. You can kind of use that at the end of the patch. It's really nice to kind of sculpt the vowel.
Yeah, it's a
little
really
bit more.
Yeah, that last EQ is really important. It just brings out the vowel much more.
Yeah, because like once you make your patch, you have a basic idea of like what kind of growl you have, and like having that EQ at the end, you can kind of play around with it.
Yeah, it's like the last final vowel
and,
on it.
Yeah, and kind of emphasize what you've already done with the filters.
And plus, it's just another thing that's moving. With growls like this, the more things that are moving, the better it sounds. Really, it's just more dynamic and more interesting and harder to recreate.
Yeah. Yeah, you don't want to be too complex. Like I think, especially this being just like one massive patch, it's pretty simple, and that's like I think is way better than making like a really complicated string of effect chains and like making something that sounds like kind of decent, but took you like an hour to make with like 7 different VSTs. Like if you can make a good patch in massive, then you're off to a great start. So that's it. I hope you found this useful. We're gonna put the patch up on our Facebook page for download, and hope you guys like our new EP. Comes out Monday. So
yeah, it's good.
Yeah.
Cool.
Barely Live out. Thank you.
Bye.